with 37 points. And it looks as though the Sixers are going to have to ride him in the fourth quarter if they're going to come away with a victory tonight. The visitors from Houston playing some pretty good basketball here tonight. Was that right? 30 points?
Wow, that's an awful lot of points in a half.
Seemed like it. That was the third quarter score. Jason Terry can get him in bunches, but that's a huge bunch.
Sure is.
True. So fourth quarter, if you're Philadelphia, you got to hope somebody else gets hot. But the way it's going, you got to ride Iverson. It looks like now.
Well, the problem has been that again, Iverson gets the ball, looks for his own offense, and they do need somebody else to step up, but nobody's ready to step up at this point.
Rudy T wanted a 20 there. He got a 20 out of it. This is the first game of a 5-game East Coast road trip for Houston. They don't go home until the 22nd. And in the road, they've lost 2 straight, 10 of 11, a woeful road record. 3-13. Here's Mucci in traffic.
Stuck in the corner, not quite in the corner, but the sideline is an enemy for him right now. Steve Francis can't get out of the way. The double team pins him on the sideline. Fortunately, it happened right in front of Houston's bench, and everybody was yelling for a 20-second timeout.
I think Jason Terry looked at Kobe Bryant's numbers last night, and he said, I'm going to go off tonight.
Well, maybe. Atlanta's had so many injury problems that they have moved Jason Terry back to the point when he controls the ball.
Kelvin Cato with 13 points. Consider that Dikembe Mutombo has 4. I mean, you got to think that's a wash if nothing else, but Houston's had an edge there.
It shouldn't even be a wash.
No,
the advantage
should have more.
Should go to Mutombo every time.
Yeah, but Dikembe's only getting like 10 points a game. But tonight, just the 4. And he's hardly been playing as much.
Right. And the problem is that, Mutombo comes into this game saying, I've got to help out on Francis and Mobley. So he doesn't really concentrate on Cato, and that lets Cato get off.
I wonder why, though, he's not getting a lot of minutes tonight. Shot clock violation. They're going to say no. Off the rim, apparently. The crowd doesn't agree. But it's a new 24. Stevie Francis on the outside. He's improved his offensive game, but he only has 6 points. That could have been 8. Rebound, foul on Torres in the rebounding action against Speedy Claxton.
But again, Houston crashing the boards from the perimeter. They're spreading the offense, keeping the middle wide open, and they've had success crashing the boards from the perimeter, sending it's almost like to give you a football analogy, almost like a blitz with a linebacker or a safety coming in on the quarterback. Here you're sending a guy in from the perimeter, and he's not getting checked, so he's got a free lane to the offensive glass.
Richie Norris just committed his first personal foul. Still a 10-point lead here for Houston. They've done a lot of things well here tonight. Obviously, they've rebounded very well, especially in the offensive glass.
They've distributed the ball very well, too. Cato is in double figures. Mobley's in double figures. Kenny Thomas is in double figures. So they're getting some pretty well-balanced offense. They have, and all of this with an off-offensive night from Steve Francis. Eddie Griffin came in and played very well in the first half, and I don't know what his point total is, but it's pretty close to double figures because he had those 3 threes, so he's in doubles. That's pretty good distribution right there.
On most nights, I would venture to say, if Steve Francis didn't hit double figures, it would be a disaster for this team. But give credit to the other guys for picking it up offensively.
Absolutely, and one of the benefits of losing to Steve Francis for 17 games during the course of the year is the other guys have to step up. Now, they didn't realize a whole lot of success, but that pays dividends in the long run.
What a pass from Thomas to Francis.
And Allen Iverson simply fell asleep. And Francis just coasted in on the weak side on the back door and got the pass. But it was a great look, great recognition by Houston. Houston's not doing a whole lot wrong tonight.
No, even in the paint, they've got the edge. Most of the stats favor them. they have a chance to extend the biggest lead of the night even further. With points at this, a nice bounce pass inside. No roll that time for Griffin.
See, you mentioned Mutombo being so silent. It's up to Philadelphia and their guards to get him involved in the offense. Like right here, they should get him the ball, but Iverson takes it in himself.
But at least he's back in the game.
Well, but he's got to be involved. If you want the big guy to do the job on the defensive end, if you want him to block shots to help you out defensively,
to
get rebounds, you got to give him the sugar on the offensive end. You got to give him the basketball, make him feel part of the offense. Now, Mutombo realistically has a mismatch. There's nobody on Houston's team who can guard him. Get him the ball.
Griffin didn't think too long about putting that one up from three.
Well, he shouldn't. He was wide open, and Mutombo is covering him, and Mutombo doesn't want to get out there and cover him out there.
Aaron McKee.
But when is the last time you saw the ball go into Mutombo in the low block?
Can't remember.
Maybe the first quarter.
Can't remember. It was that long ago.
And again, if you want the big guy to play as hard as he can, you've got to give him the ball.
Francis played it way out. Nucci misses for three. Iverson running 1 against 2. He had a player wide open, and that's an offensive foul. First one on Iverson. He didn't want to give the ball up, and he had a player wide open.
Well, but you know what? I don't think that was not a. I don't think that was a bad call.
Oh.
No, it might have been a good call, but Iverson went going for the contact, going to the basket to try to score.
That time it didn't work for him, but the Sixers aren't coming back in this when they were down 10. Got it down 6 in the fourth quarter. In Hanover in that Central Division. 3 for Griffin, but he lost that shooting touch. He's got a foul.
He sat on the bench an awful lot.
Well, Harper just found out there was a foul on him.
Not real pleased about it either, was he? Double foul.
I thought he said double foul.
Kenny Thomas and Matt Harper on a double foul away from.
I was going to ask you about that with Griffin. We see that many times. Guy's hot, then he sits, he comes back. He still wants to shoot, but he can't regain that stroke.
Absolutely. It's tough to sit on the bench for a long time and then come in and have your legs under you and your time is up. It's very, very difficult to do that. People don't realize that. Coaches don't realize that.
6-point lead. They've led for a good part of the way.
Travel
to walk down.
Had to get a running start on it. He's not happy about it, but it's the absolute right call, and he gets penalized with the game call as well. I mean, Allen Iverson, he's spending too much time worrying about the officials, yapping at the officials, instead of just playing the game.
13-8 the turnover count, so Philadelphia's done a pretty decent job of protecting the ball. That's half of their normal average. They've cut it down quite a bit recently, but they're still number 1.
Yep. He zigged when he should have zagged. Nucci Norris expected Griffin to spot up for another 3, and Griffin went to the basket.
I thought the stripes and referee and got confused with that peripheral vision.
That's something a player will never admit to.
Still going on that theory, though. Here's Iverson. Kicks it out. Speedy Claxton.
Good play. Found a guy who's been shooting the ball well all game.
4-point game now. 7:22 to go.
And I honestly think that the score would have been a lot different had Iverson started the game doing that.
Stevie Francis got hit. He's going to the line. Iverson's second personal foul.
See what happens when you talk too much to the officials. They will get you.
Yeah.
And they will call fouls on you that they normally wouldn't call. And this is a pretty veteran officiating crew. They don't listen when players yap at them. But if a player yaps too much, they have the ultimate weapon to give him a tee.
He could get a triple-double tonight, despite the fact that he's not scoring much. He missed that first free throw, 82% shooter from the line.
See, now you work your magic on Steve Francis. You had it going with Mobley.
Free throw-wise, they've been relied almost the same number of times. One team is making and one missing. Houston's got to make these if they want to win this game. 9 Francis points. 5-point lead.
And if Francis does get a triple-double in this game, it'll be the ugliest
Yes, it will. I'll agree with you.
in history.
Absolutely. Iverson put it on the floor. Blew past Francis. Put it up. Got the roll.
That's amazing. That's an unfathomable shot to be able to complete that.
39 points for Iverson. 3-point game. That's it. So Houston had a 10-point lead, but they didn't have the knockout punch against the defending Eastern Conference champs in